Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football. Did not want to do a car video, but circumstances caused me to have to. I got a lot going on, guys, and did not have a chance to sit down in the studio because by the time I get back to my little studio, it'll be a little bit too late. But I wanted to go ahead and put this video out. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. Very excited about Auburn football. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Now, I actually, from a timeliness standpoint, probably should have done this video yesterday. But I wanted to really sit down and objectively look at the football game. Because sometimes when we look at it as, say, fans, we don't really analyze the game the way that we should when we present information out to the public. And that's what I ran into a lot of last year. That's why I was a really harsh critic of Bo Nix, because a lot of times I would put a video out on an emotional standpoint and really not take a chance and look at what Bo Nix, really did and how he was really effective. So I got 3 takeaways, and I may even throw in a few more, but 3 main takeaways that I have from the Auburn versus Kentucky game. Number 1, Chad Morris is obviously the play caller. I really like the play to Anthony Schwartz, where the big man Pags came out he really didn't he just got in the way, and he tapped the cornerback, and Anthony Schwartz all but scored on that play. Auburn actually scores the next play, and that was just brilliant play calling. I thought that was a really good thing. And also, what I did like about the offensive line, even though they were a little sloppy at times because they were, really doing a lot of substitutions, trying to figure out what was the best matchup. But I saw a lot of pulling guards. I saw a lot of activity. In some occasions, I saw some push up front. A lot of the Auburn fans was like, well, no, they didn't get a lot of push up front. Well, you didn't get a chance to really see the running game because Kentucky was actually doing the Minnesota thing and playing keep away to where Auburn had to score quick. And a sustainable running game was not about to beat Kentucky with the way that they approached the particular football game. So I was very impressed with how Auburn adjusted to the adversity that they were up against. So, number 2, my second takeaway is I really liked the way Bo Nix was able to spread the ball around. A lot of different receivers caught the football. Seth Williams, the main one, with 6 catches for 112 yards. Also distributing ball out to Eli Stove and Anthony Schwartz. I think that's a good sign of things to come, especially when Auburn is able to slow the game down and put themselves at a time of possession advantage. That's where you're going to see the points. That's where you're going to really see how this particular offense could potentially work down the stretch, especially after you get out of the Georgia game. I mean, because when we look at Georgia, they're really good on defense. And Auburn is going to really have to exploit that intermediate passing game, which I thought Arkansas had a great deal of success in doing. So the pass distribution was really, really nice to see. Bo Nix actually having 233 yards. You could see that Bo Nix is a lot more comfortable throwing the ball downfield. He checks his progression. The offensive line gave him some opportunities as far as pass protection. So I was really impressed with that. This is not necessarily a takeaway, but this is just some other things that I saw. Shaun Shivers is an absolute beast. If they will allow him to be what he can be, I think we will not even talk about the fact that he's small or whatever you try to call the worm. This guy wants to run the football. This guy wants to be an every down back. I think Shaun Shivers can be a 15 to 20 time carry guy for the Auburn Tigers if they would give him a chance. I mean, this guy really wants to run the football. He was also great in the kick return. And what about Tank Bigsby? This is off the record, but what about Tank Bigsby with his initial kickoff return? I mean, running a guy over, keeping things going. I mean, this guy's showing that he's ready for Power 5 football. Really excited for what I saw out of Tank Bigsby. So back to the takeaways. I like Daquan Newkirk. I don't care what y'all say. This guy's big. He's athletic. He's tackling on screen plays. He's catching Terry Wilson, shoestring tackling him out of the backfield. I really thought Daquan Newkirk is definitely a great complement to this particular defense. The defensive line, especially as the game progressed, really played well and started to wear the Kentucky Wildcats down, and then started to create some opportunities turnover-wise down the stretch. Daquan Newkirk really stepped up to the plate. Tyrone Truesdale still showing that presence in the middle. And of course, things will start to progress as Auburn gets a little bit more experience and find out where guys will ultimately be. And how about the SEC Freshman of the Week, Jalen Simpson? Played with a lot of moxie, played with a lot of confidence, had some big plays, had a nice play in the backfield, had a couple of breakups, had a touchdown saving tackle. What more can you ask from a newcoming redshirt freshman who had to battle for the position? Big shout out to Jalen Simpson. And the last take, now this is a little bit more on the negative side. The only take that I have that I can, quote unquote complain about is Auburn still has the tendency to give up big plays for scores and early in the game. Now they do adjust to it, but Auburn is still struggling with the big plays for scores early in the football game. I think this is something that definitely has to be fixed, because if you look at all of the games that Auburn played in Power 5 competition on last year, there was always a play or two that Auburn that wound up being a big play, and usually for a score. And that usually kind of shifted the momentum for the Auburn Tigers. And if we think about it, early in the football game, when Kentucky, was kind of moving the football, they got a nice screen pass where Auburn was caught out of position, which I expected. First game of the year, dual threat quarterback. I really expected for Auburn to be out of position on a lot of plays, because one, you have that anxiety of having to face a dual threat quarterback. And it just, you just have to really keep your head on the swivel there. But when I think about it, Auburn definitely has to reel this in. Kavosky smoke. This is uncharacteristic. Auburn gives up a run for 35 yards in the first half for a touchdown. That puts Kentucky up 7-0. These are the types of plays of 30-plus yards or more that Auburn has become accustomed to giving up into the Kevin Steele defense. Yes, they don't give up that many points, but the points they do give up are very momentum swinging points. So we really gotta reel that in. Also, another take is Auburn has to do a little different with third down conversions. They really struggle, especially in the first half, with sustaining drives with third downs. But I do like the fact that Auburn was aggressive enough to actually go for it on fourth down on occasion. Okay, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Really like what I'm seeing with the Auburn Tigers. We got some Auburn versus Georgia previews coming up pretty soon. Tomorrow, to be exact, because this is going to be a big game. This is the first time that I can remember that the Deep South's oldest rivalry will be taking place this early in the year. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Congratulations to the Auburn Tigers' 29-13 win over Kentucky in the first game of a 10-game SEC slate. War Eagle.